licensure requirements.
Okay, so then that's all it is. I hate how we
Pretty much.
can't see it unless you do the previous.
Yeah, I know.
Gosh,
I
what a
know.
pain.
Let me see.
I feel
It's the one in 217.
I feel like asking the professor to see if she could like disable that to. Oh, can you guys not see my screen?
No, I can.
Oh, okay. For some reason, I don't see the green.
Yeah, we could see it.
Okay. Because I mean, if I'm stuck on this, I mean, I just move on to the next one. But if I can't do that, then it's like, well, dang, now I gotta wait to
I
figure.
wonder if it's a way. I wonder if it's a way for us to be organized, so we don't jump
I think
all over.
so.
And I think it might help us just to do that. And maybe what we could do is just take breaks and say, okay, I'll just work on another class. And then,
What I
yeah.
do, I focus on the easier stuff like the first day, and then I move on to like the hard stuff the next day, or wait a few like a day or two, and then that, or at least to me, that's how I organize.
I
And
do it
it's
by
easy.
due date. So like I start with everything that's due earliest, like whatever's due Wednesday, Thursday, then work on Saturday stuff and then Sunday stuff.
For sure, like lecture summaries for me, that's easy, and like I do that like Sunday or Monday, and then like if it's a discussion, that I'll do it like Tuesday and then or Wednesday morning, and then like the rest I'll do Thursday, Friday, and then study for the weekend.
That's how. Sorry, how'd you do the summary for the
what?
Anatomy one?
Oh, it said on there what to do for the lecture summary. The anatomy lecture summary, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, it said on there what to talk about. It was like discuss 3 takeaways or things you learned from the lecture.
I mean, I didn't really learn anything. It was more a refresher for me. Like I already knew more than half of the stuff.
It could just, yeah, it could just be the takeaways. It was similar for me too. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I feel like we could skip this for today.
Yeah.
Just assignments. However, for anatomy, that's a different story. So I have the study guide here. For some reason, I tried copying and pasting all of this on the Google Doc, but it wasn't pasting the picture. So I had to open it up with this. I don't know what this is. I think this is a WordPad. But yeah. Have any of you done the assignment where it's like quiz yourself assignment?
Yeah.
I did that more than 50 times, and that helped me a lot figuring out what this is. I even wrote it down.
I thought that was harder than what they showed on the guide.
Yeah, I do agree with that too, but I did that like 50 times, Tuesday, and then I did it twice yesterday.
With the dog, right?
Yes. Yes.
I know, I got confused, like, wait a minute, I just started clicking, I was like, wait, I'm confused now.
Yeah.
So I feel like we could go over that. I'll put like the letters down here, and then we'll label them as we go.
I just wanted to interrupt that for letter I in the thing. The chapter actually states it incorrectly. Not in one area it states it correctly, but in another area it states it incorrectly. And how I know this is because I asked Amy Hill about that, about what part I was, and she said that it's medial, it's not proximal. In one area it's even
gonna say that.
In one area it said proximal for some reason, which is incorrect. That's supposed to be, where like the hand is, and it's the arrow pointing up, that's proximal. But I is, the one that's up, that doesn't have a label. Like it looks like we don't have to label proximal.
Okay. So is the H distal, right? No. Okay. Got that one.
Oh, wait. Yes.
Yes. Is that?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
It is. Yeah. Sorry, I was thinking about it for a sec.
Well, I know K is superior and L is inferior. I know that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, is D anterior, right? And then
Mhm.
E is posterior.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I like four out of what? A lot. Anyways, um, okay, so I feel like first things first, we should get through the
I also, what I've done is like printed it out. I don't know, I just found a way to print out that whole page. And I just have it right here in front of my board, like where I'm studying, and I'm just looking at it that way. It could kind of like help me remember too, if that
smart.
helps
I should do that
anybody.
too.
And like, I just have it everywhere. I could see it, visualize it, because either I'm all day at home, so I'm just looking at it and I kind of like know. I have another one too that kind of gives me like, put that one up there. So when I'm working, I'm just looking at it. So whenever maybe I'm taking the test, I could kind of like, hey, remember where things were at. Because I've been seeing it and trying to cite them where they are.
Yeah, I feel like finding another quiz of this that has everything, because it only the quiz that was given to us, the assignment quiz, it only had like superior, inferior, posterior, and anterior, and that was it, and like the types.
Yeah.
And I feel like, okay, don't get me wrong, this is helpful, but it's like there's obviously more to this.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're just gonna learn little by little as it comes, I think.
I
Yeah.
guess.
Maybe
Anyways,
not big chunks, but yeah.
it's just little by little, just take it one step at a time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So first one is anatomy and physiology. So okay, anatomy. So anatomy is a study of the structure of an organism, and then physiology is a study of functions of the living organism and its components. So anatomy is just the structure, and then physiology is like the functions and the components of said organism. What was the next one? Oh, so is this cytology? Am I saying that right?
Cytology.
Cytology, functions of cells. Just think of C as in cells. And then osteology is bones. Myo, am I saying that?
Myology.
Myology, muscles, and muscles. And then neurology, nervous, N for nervous system, N for nerves. And then you have the epithelial, am I saying that right? Epithelial tissue. It covers the surface of the body, acts as a barrier against hostile agents, so like diseases. And then you have the cartilage, which is the connective tissue found in the respiratory tract, articulating structures of joints. So cartilage is like between the joints, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then you have origin, which is the point of attachment of the least mobile element as related to speech function. And then insertion is the point of attachment that moves when a muscle contracts. So every time you move your muscle, that is insertion. These next two, I feel like it was a, how do you say it? A refresher for me. So central nervous system, this includes the cerebral, oh God, I'm saying this wrong. Cerebral
Cerebral.
cortex, cerebellum, the thalamus, and the basal ganglia, and then the brainstem and the spinal cord. And then you have the peripheral nervous system, which is a portion of the nervous system serving the peripheral body. Yeah. It's a lot. The cerebellum integrates body senses with the motor plan, and then brainstem, lower part of the brain that is connected to the spinal cord. The respiratory system. So I didn't notice this until Olivia pointed out the respiratory system is on here twice, and I thought, oh, maybe you have like the respiratory system as in like overall, and then the respiratory system as in the 4 speech systems.
I thought so too, but
It's the same.
she confirmed that that was a mistake, and I think
Okay.
she said they actually edited the study guide at one point, so you might want to check again for that.
Okay.
So, anyway.
Yeah, because I'm like, oh, maybe they have it on here twice because like for general and then the respiratory system for
No,
speech.
it's
But
a
I
it's a
thought,
mistake.
yeah, and like that's when I looked up the definition, and I'm like, it's the same thing. So respiratory system, part of the four speech systems. It involves respiration. Meeting will end in 10 minutes. So in 10 minutes, let's come back here. Involves respiration. So it's the lungs, the thorax, the trachea, the pharynx, the oral cavity, and the nasal cavity. So anything that has to do with breathing and speech. Or at least part of speech because of, well, and also the nasal cavity and trachea. What am I talking about? The skeletal system, the bones, cartilage, digestive system. It just breaks down food into smaller and smaller components until they could be absorbed in the body. So like it breaks down until your body is able to absorb the nutrients from the food and liquids. Muscular system, it's the muscles. You have 3 of them: smooth, strained, and cardiac. And then the second out of the 4 speech system is the phonatory system. Includes this is
Little-
when phonation is achieved. What was that?
I was just going to say laryngeal.
Laryngeal
Yeah.
structure through which phonation is achieved. And then you have the articulatory system, so shaping of the oral cavity, producing sounds of speech, so like articulation. And then you have, isn't this the same as the respiratory system?
No.
No? Okay. Then I'm totally wrong. And then you have the
Resonatory.
resonatory system, portion of the vocal tract through which the acoustical product of vocal folds vibration. So basically when you talk, your vocal folds vibrates, and that's what that is. And then I feel like this here is all refresher to Olivia since she took psychology. So you have the right hemisphere controls left side of the brain, left hemisphere that controls the right side of the body, sorry. And then you have the frontal, not parental, parietal, temporal, and the oh my god,
Occipital.
occipital lobe, frontal, cognitive, motor activity, and spoken language. What was this word again?
Parietal.
Parietal lobe, processing body senses. Temporal receives auditory information, and then
Occipital.
occipital receives and processes visual information, and then cerebellum integrates body senses with motor plan. Thalamus
Mhm.
away station for sensory information. I didn't get anything for this one, sensory pathways. I forgot to look it up.
I think the main key thing is that it's afferent, which basically means it's sensory, you know.
Oh, it's the one that sends information to like parts of the body, correct?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
I did know.
Yeah, it sends it to stuff. It's not like how the thalamus, processes all of that. It's more like the sensory pathway. It's like kind of the connectors to that kind of stuff, like to
Okay.
the muscles or to the
Yeah.
brain stuff. Yeah.
Okay. I gotcha. How many cranial nerves are there? 12. I hope we don't have to know all 12 because I will not remember.
I think we have to at some point, but not for this
Okay.
assessment from what she said. Yeah.
And then the 3 brain stem structures is the pons, midbrain, and the medulla. The medulla houses the 12. It houses all 12 of them, right? Okay. It houses all 12 cranial nerves. Pons is the communication bridge, and then the midbrain houses the nuclei of the cranial nerves. So there's that.
I sent us the link for Quizlet.
Yes, I see that. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I feel like this will help a lot. But yeah, can you send this to the group chat when you have the chance? Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah, let me see if I could.
Okay, so for labeling this, this was so confusing for me. I believe
I know I had that memorized when I took biology, and that was back like a year ago or so, a
yeah,
year and a
that's
half.
same. It was a year ago.
And
for
I'm
me.
like, oh, I got this when I start the program, but yeah, whoopie doo.
It's the best. But yeah, this is. Ugh. Let me see if I can find. By the way, I did not read this whole chapter.
I just
I'm
glanced
like,
through some parts. I read it and would skip some.
I
Some
read
up.
the parts that I'm like, oh, I know I'm gonna struggle on this.
Mhm.
So let me see.
I
Okay,
think I'm gonna have
so
to visualize myself with this and put myself on paper and see if I could figure it out. And do it like this to myself.
okay. So you have the transverse plane as A, right?
Mhm.
Okay. So then B. Where's B at? B. Oh, B is right here. So then B would be the median, or yeah, median plane. Oh, good. And then where's C? C's right here. C is the.
Can you guys hear my kids in the background so I could
Nope.
mute it?
Nope. Your earphones are working just fine because I don't hear anything.
Okay. I was like, go. But I didn't attack since I'm gonna mute it.
So D would be anterior. And then E would be posterior. And then where's F? F is right here. So then F would be
Abduct.
okay, abduct. Oh, it's right here. Abduct. And then you would have G. Where's G at?
It's
Oh,
next
is
to F.
this one?
Yeah.
Oh God, where's that pointing? Oh, it's pointing at the other arrow. I didn't see it. So then that would be adduct.
Mhm.
H. So
Oh,
then
Olivia, is abduct what used to be called the distal plane?
That's what
I'm
it's-
not sure if it used to be distal, but I think they're referencing slightly different things
this.
because I think one has to do with like the torso, one has to do with the midline or something, but I don't remember.
yeah, because H is only pointing to the one down. So
Yeah.
okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay, and then-
distal would be away from the torso. And then the other things, abduct and adduct, have to do with like close to and away from the midline
okay.
or something, I think. Don't quote me on that.
It's
But
been years
it's-
since I had P. Which one is the sagittal plane?
Sagittal is B, also known as the median plane.
Lateral.
Oh, I could
Okay,
put
Do
that.
you guys want to log in and back in? That way it doesn't cut us off like halfway.
Yeah, let's
Or
do
you
that.
Oh yeah, we should.
Okay, let me. Oh, stop sharing.
Save it.
Okay.